Welcome to Sales Mavericks and Marketing Rebels, the show where bold business owners, savvy entrepreneurs, and sharp thought leaders push boundaries, challenge conventions, and redefine success in sales and marketing. And now your hosts, Nicholas Luisi and Marco Salinas.
Hey there, it's Nicholas Luisi with my co-host and partner in crime, Marco Salinas. And this episode of Sales Mavericks and Marketing Rebels, or Sales Rebels and Marketing Mavericks, whichever way you prefer, once again is brought to you by the best people in the business, Pina Colada Media. Folks, if you want to have a podcast, if you're thinking about a podcast, if you just want to do it, which everybody should do it, every marketer, every business owner should have a podcast, reach out to the folks at Pina Colada Media. They make it so easy. I just show up, I look good, and they take care of everything. And it's a phenomenal experience. So reach out to the folks at Pina Colada Media. They are the host of the show. Show them some love and show us some love to our guest, which is Daniel Pope. I am so excited to have you on. Daniel is one of the most sincere, nicest, low-key guy in this business. He owns a marketing firm that is called Be Known Marketer. He works exclusively or especially with consultants, information marketers, online education folks, people that have knowledge that want to take their knowledge to the world or monetize their knowledge. So professional service firms, you name it, he works with them. He's a really skilled marketer. And a good guy and like an honest ombudsman, right? So we all get those marketing messages. Hey, I could get you 5,000 leads by tomorrow. Hey, I could get you, take you from 0 to 80 million followers in a day, right? And we know that's BS. And we know it's BS, right? So we won't go any further. Daniel isn't one of those guys. He's just a good guy. He grinds it out. He really cares, which is kind of the cool thing about him, which I like. And so if you're looking for a great marketing mind, I know he's going to blow you away today. Daniel, welcome to the show. Great to have you. I always harass Marco about his hat. He always puts on a different hat. Today, he's like, I can't harass him because he's talking about the armed services and he's got USS Texas on. But you also, every now and then, when you get frustrated or when you're thinking, you put your proverbial thinking cap on. So you don't have your cap on, but I think you're looking beautiful, and you don't want to mess up that gorgeous hair that you have today.
No, and I have an event right after this, but I normally have a stack of hats on my desk right here. And
okay, Nick, so that's like your go-to.
It is, and so I normally put it on when I'm thinking or when I'm in those deep conversations. But yeah, excited to be on today. Excited to talk about a little bit about a lot. That's how I like to call it.
Well, let's go into it. What's happening in the world of marketing, right? I got a lot of things. I'm a small business owner. I'm an info marketer. I want to get better at my marketing. We're going to use Wanamaker. I know 50% of my marketing spend is wasted. I just don't know which 50%. So how can you help me?
Yeah, man, shooting from the hip right out the gate.
Well, we come in hot.
Yeah. So the first thing that I'm looking at is most companies aren't in touch or clear. Kind of two buckets there. They're not in touch or they're not clear on the most ideal customer or client, whatever the company calls them. And, it is I don't know if it's an epidemic, we can call it that, but man, it is a real issue. And I was talking just earlier today with a team, and they said, Daniel, we need more leads. I said, well, what does that mean to you?
It's the end all be all, isn't it? Right?
Yeah. I'm like, what do you do? Well, how are they coming in? They said, well, we're sending out cold emails and we have a lot of success. I say, well, if you have success, why do you need more leads? Why are you talking to me? But anyway, all that to say, they are vaguely clear about their ideal client. And so the very first thing that I would do in any sort of engagement is I would determine how clear the company is on their ICP, ideal customer or ideal client profile. And from there, that forms the foundation of any marketing plan, go-to-market strategy, marketing campaign, or even as granular as an advertisement, a single ad. So that's what I see most companies are getting wrong is they're out of touch or they're not clear on who the heck they're even talking with. And I say out of touch, meaning, CMO or director of marketing or marketer inside the business is not talking to the customers and also prospects. They're not talking to them enough. And they think they know. They might have a vision of it, 2 years ago, some sort of profile. But hey, times change. And 2 years ago is now, kind of 10 years ago.
So, all right. So I hear you and I agree with you. Right. And ironically, we just had another last episode we did, which I don't know if it's going to be on before yours or after yours. So this reference may be out of touch. But he said, he's a copywriter. He said, you got to spend all your time knowing who you're serving. Right. So who's your starving crowd? Who is? And I'll be honest, I hear this all the time on the sales side. Right. They don't know the problems. They don't know anything. And so if we all know it, or are we the only 4 people that know this, right? Is it just laziness? Is it, I don't know where to turn. I don't know how to know more about them. What is it? Educate me.
Yeah. I think it has a little bit to do with everyone's so busy that we do know it. And when you're inside of a business, you've got a million things going on. If I'm a CMO for a firm, then I've got meetings and I've got things and I've got pencil pushing that I need to do to delegate. And the last thing on my mind is, I got to talk to 10 clients, customers, or prospects a month, or I need to understand enough to delegate it. And so I don't think it's laziness per se. I think it's just the fact that we get caught up in our day-to-day so much that the income producing activities, IPAs, as I like to call it. And I love IPAs and I love IPAs. Let's just say that. So the IPAs, they slip through the cracks. And it's not until someone like myself or Nicholas, like you, come in and we say, hey, wait a second, you've got to be doing this. And if you're not going to do it, then I will gladly do it for a fee, that type of thing. So it's common knowledge, but what do they say about common sense?
Yeah, right. Everybody. All right. So anymore. I hear what you're saying. I'm too busy running around. I'm putting out fires. I'm the business owner. I'm the CMO. If it's in a bigger corporation, I'm in a lot of meetings, right? So I'm not doing this. What's your down and dirty way to say, okay, I'm gonna give you a pass, right? You're gonna get. We talked about Tony Robbins and the Dalai Lama and Mother Teresa, right? You're at that level, right? To being on this show with us, so you're gonna give them a pass. They're getting abstention from past sins. What should they do to really understand their ICP going forward? Past is the past. We're not worrying about it. How do I do it forward?
Yeah. So I would leverage old ChatGPT because
oh my gosh.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. It's free or $20 a month, but I would leverage ChatGPT because again, if I'm in the company, I'm going to be so close to it that I'm going to have a hard time thinking about objective, unbiased, foundational questions. So I'm going to type in a ChatGPT and say, hi there, I'm trying to do market research. Please create an objective list of questions that I can ask my customers or clients to help me identify the pain points they had before working with me, how they came in to my world. And, it's going to output a list of questions. From there, I'm going to write a simple email, and you can ask ChatGPT to do this. Everything that I'm going to talk about, ChatGPT can be leveraged. And I'm not just trying to, offload or be lazy with that, but it is such a powerful tool. Anyway, so I would create some simple emails to your current list of customers or clients, whatever you want to call it. I call them buyers. I like to bucket the term buyers. Create an email to send out and say, hey, we're doing a case study. We're doing a research project, or we're wanting to feature you on our blog or whatever kind of publication you have. Would you mind spending 30 minutes with me on a Zoom call? And obviously you want to be ethical about it. If you're saying you're doing a formal blog about them, well, great. The questions you ask,
do the blog, right? You got to, okay.
Yeah. So you're going to determine their situation before you and their current situation. Ideally, you're fulfilling on a quality service or product.
Well,
So
yeah.
you'll have good things that you hear. But that's the down and dirty way to do it. It's simple as create a list of questions and email. And if you don't have any current customers, we'll talk to your past customers. And if you don't have any past customers, well, a research project is a great angle to kind of get your foot in the door with ideal buyers as well.
So you beat me to the punch. You got me to the punchline because you're
yeah.
that smart, right? You're there. So if I'm thinking about going in a new product line, so let's say I'm thinking about doing a new product line, then I'm going to create a list of who I think would be my ideal customers. I don't know if they are, and I'm going to go to ChatGPT and I'm going to put in, give me, here's some background. Here's who I want to serve. Here's how I'm going to do this. Give me 10 to 20 questions to ask these folks, right? Or even ask them, what are the pain points that these people are solving, that type of thing.
Yeah.
And then I have to go out and I'm probably going to have to ethically bribe them, right? So get $100 gift card, $100 Amazon card for their time, that type of thing, right? And that's fair. Or buy them a dinner or something like that. And then ask them these questions.
Yeah.
From that, I'm going to start getting a rhythm. I'm going to start getting an idea of what keeps them up, the proverbial what keeps them up at night. I hate that question, right? Because I heard it from one. I think it's Jeffrey Gittimore says, well, if you ask me that, I'm going to say, wild sex, right? So that doesn't help your business. So stop asking that question, right? But I'm going to ask, just try to get in a handle in this. I think the best marketers, the best copywriters, and I think the best salespeople understand that. And also, we used to say, go out and get the magazines of the industry, right? So every industry's got a trade journal or magazine. Do you go and look through that? Do you search through those and see what are the topics that they're talking about or that type of thing?
Yeah, I actually like to look on forums, and at this point in time, they're trade association or industry association websites, and I like to see their testimonial reviews and things like that. If it's a product line, then I'll go to Amazon and look at the 5-star or 1-star. That stuff is from Jay Abraham and Chet Holmes.
Okay, now we'll tell you. Yeah. We used to do this in the old days when people, now we're back to travel, but we used to, if we knew that there was an event, we'd walk the trade show floor. But we'd also spend time in the bar, right? One is because we're salespeople, so we like to drink. But two is that we could hear conversations, right? So you get the conversations, and everybody lets their guard down at a trade show or convention or event, right? So they're all over the place for all that stuff. So that works for you. All right. So now I got that. What do I do with this information now? Okay, great. You got me all this good stuff. I've got a lot of data, but now what do I do with it?
Yeah. I'm going to have to shield ChatGPT again.
Okay. No, you got stock? Have you bought stock in, are you Sam
I have
Portman,
zero.
long lost brother?
Stock. No stock, no affiliate link. I've got nothing.
You bought Microsoft stock before you got on this show? What's going on, man?
Yeah, NVIDIA stock. No.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, before ChatGPT and before these resources, I'm for hire. There are marketing agencies and marketing firms for hire. So I'm trying to save y'all a couple $1,000s here. Here's a check for $3,000. So you could spend it on me, or you could use ChatGPT for free. And I would plug in that data, and I would start to say, hey, this data, this input is what my ideal buyers are saying, the phrases they use, the situations they're in, their pain points, etc. And I would say, craft me a very comprehensive ideal customer or ideal client profile, fill it out, make it organized, and from there, start to give me a good game plan for how I can approach them. Now, this starts to get into the tactical marketing planning and marketing execution. So, when I think about it, the most common issue that I see with companies is they're trying too many dadgum things at once. And it goes back to the conversation we had earlier around why don't they do this stuff? It's common sense, right? Well, I have not pinpointed what it is, but a lot of people like to call it shiny object syndrome.
Sure.
I think it's just distractions. So for example,
Adult ADD. I mean, I think
yeah,
all entrepreneurs suffer from ADHD or ADD. Yeah.
yeah, and you know, the reality is you can build a multi-million-dollar business on the back of one message, one target market. Uh-oh.
Did I lose you?
Yep, I'm back right here.
You're here.
That was weird. It
Yeah.
all went blank. Yeah, the reality is you can build a multi-million-dollar business on the back of one target market, one core message, one marketing channel, whether that's paid advertising on LinkedIn or Meta, or going out there blasting cold email. Some are more effective than others, time or money, and then one offer. And you know, Nicholas, you and I, we work with. I'm thinking of a particular client.
Yeah, don't name names, but yeah. So we work
Yeah,
with somebody. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and you know that's very apparent. We can take meta ads as much further than what we're currently doing now. But the problem is they're trying to sell too many things,
Yes.
and or they're not very clear on certain things. All that to say, I'm getting a bit ahead of myself, but ChatGPT leveraged correctly, I mean, it's worth its weight in gold. It's a Brink truck Brink's truck full
It's
of
a
gold.
Brink truck, and just learn how to use it. But you said something
Yeah.
interesting that I really want to go deep on.
Yeah, please.
You said a lot of good stuff, and so one of the things that I'm fascinated by, besides, I think Marco Daniel will be the only person that we have on that uses the phraseology "Dan Gump." I don't think we'll ever hear that again. I don't know if you caught that, but just a good guy. So I think sometimes entrepreneurs and small business owners, especially in the information marketing world, I see this a lot. Far too many SKUs, far too many offerings. We're going to do this, and tomorrow we're going to do this, and tomorrow we're going to do this. And it's just too confusing. And I say a confused mind will never buy, right? So if you throw too much stuff on that, do you have to spend a lot of time trying to say, okay, guys, let's distill this down? Or do you not get into the weeds in that way?
You know, in the past 12 months, I've stopped getting in the weeds because I've really disqualified certain folks that come in my door, per se. Now, before that, I'll talk about the previous 7 years with info product creators, infopreneurs. Yes, they either fall into one of two buckets that I see. Number one, they have way too many products and they're doing way too little to have way too many products. Like I said, I think in my opinion, one product, one offer can get you to multi-million.
You just said you can make $1 million. One offer.
If not 3 million in the info product world. But the other side of the coin is, and this is actually more apparent, is they've created this course or this coaching program and it's way too vague, or it tries to pack everything over their 30 years of experience into a 3-month program. It's like, oh my God, hold on now. That's so
no one wants that.
Yeah, nobody can follow that. We cannot conceptualize in our mind. I can't digest it. And so most of the time I have to say, hey, we've got to make this simple, tangible, believable, and outcome based. And you cannot bite off, hey, go from 0 to $1 million. And that's a hyperbolic example, but it's prevalent, far too prevalent with the info products. And yeah.
So you're saying that they'd be better served by creating a bunch of micro courses, right? And then selling those, have the micro course serve one thing versus having a 33-hour course that no one's going to get past the first 24 minutes anyway, right? And, you know, we're in the info marketing business. I love the space, whatever you call it. I love that. So what do you am I not correctly?
You know, when I think about an info product creator, a course creator, if you will, a thought leader who sells coaching, this is what I would do. If I've already got my product validated, let's say I've got a couple sales under my belt, but it's really not selling. I had to really hard sell it to my network, and I've got 3, 5, 10 people that have bought it. Obviously, I want to get testimonials. And what I would do is I would focus on making that core product as specific, tangible, believable, and outcome based as possible. What is the main thing that they can get from it? And don't try to tell me that, oh, go from 0 to 500,000 a month in 90 days. No. Be realistic. And again, ChatGPT is a great objective, outside, unbiased opinion on most things. So you can ask it. However, what I do is, instead of creating a bunch of micro products, Nicholas, I would actually have on the front end a webinar system. And I would have a core presentation that talks about my process, how I've done it, how others have done it using similar methods, and how I can compel you to book a call or buy my specific thing because it's going to help you achieve XYZ. Obviously, we've all heard of Russell Brunson and that type of perfect webinar methodologies. It absolutely works. However, be cognizant of your market. There are a lot of markets nowadays that are oversaturated with the perfect webinar. Oh, roo-rah, 3 secrets, sell to the course. Be cognizant of that. And so what I would do is I would get registrations into this webinar. I would inform and compel them to take further action with me. Personally, I'm biased. I would push to a sales call to sell something higher ticket, but I know there's people just trying to sell $500 courses here. So you can absolutely do that. And I would sell them on that thing. If they don't buy, then give them a bite-sized chunk from it in the form of a toolkit or some sort of starter pack or like accelerant, lower ticket offer. I personally am not a fan of just going ads to low ticket offer. We used to do that. I spent a couple of years doing specifically that. I saw the light. We get far better results from live and also automated webinars with that instead of the low ticket. A lot of ways to skin this cat, Nicholas. You know that, but that's a system that yields results. Whether you're, I hate to call it brand new. I don't enjoy the brand new stage, but it yields results. It's kind of the afterburner that I see.
Okay. All right, I got you on that, and so that's an interesting statement, that what you just said on the you don't like the low ticket offer, right? Which was really out there. You're pushing people to bigger. What are you pushing people to? What price point?
Yeah. Personally, I like to push them. Now, let's say they're open to do sales calls, or they have a team that can do sales calls. There are also ways to automate it, but if you're just starting out, then sales calls are great. And it's really just a consultative call. I would like them to push to something at minimum 1,500, ideally $3,000.
Okay.
$3,000 all the way up to 25K if they're just starting out. Now, let's say they're adamantly opposed to sales calls. I got into this business to not do sales calls. Okay. Well, it's going to cost a little more money in terms of your profit. You're going to have less profit made because you're shooting straight add to conversion vehicle and purchase.
Okay.
It's every, low ticket still works. And I personally sit on the fence that I care about my clients' ROI and honestly money made at the end of the day, more so than how can a client be completely hands-off and automated. I tend to shy away from those clients. I like to work with the folks that are trying to legitimize and up level into an actual big business rather than, man, I just want to sell a bunch of $7 toolkits, that type of thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing, I think, and I may be wrong, right? So this is really for the info marketing, online education folks. I think COVID was the heyday, right? COVID was lightning in a bottle that we're not going to see for a while.
Yeah.
Right. Where people were home, extra capital, we're watching things online. We maybe wanted to get into different business lines. Maybe we're going to buy Airbnb, right? We're going to try drop shipping. We're going to try all those biz op and info marketing things that were going on out there. I am seeing sales cycles across all clients in this space take longer, right? Yeah. I've seen people that were in this space getting out of their high ticket offers, right? And I'm not going to name names on this, but a lot of people that have been around for a long time that had pretty good sized businesses, they're getting away from their high ticket offer, they're retooling, they're going into different things. What do you see on that?
Yeah. The past 6 months or so, I have seen cost per inbound book call decrease slightly. Now, I am a little biased. I think we do great work. I don't have a lot of opportunity to talk to colleagues about their cost per call.
Okay.
But with that being said, what I did see about 12 months ago is I saw a decreased conversion rate across the board with low ticket to then just like a 50% increase upsell one. I'm going to have to say that I have not seen a big decrease with some other clients in high ticket offers. And so, Nicholas, I know you and I, we've talked about, in private, we've named some names and we've talked about that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So what I do see is my client portfolio is interested in how they can make more profit. Oh, who'd have thought, right?
All right, so they're going for the profit. All right, so you're not seeing a decrease in high ticket offers. People are looking at profit. How do I drive more profit? Yeah. What do you think are the commonalities of those that you see? What's making them kind of stay the test of time?
They are willing to invest in a sales process and or sales team. Okay. Infopreneurs, info product sellers who are selling, $47 to $1,000 courses, they're willing and able to get into high ticket. And I don't want to exclude the people that are brand new, but I come from a place of, all right, how can I take you from 10,000 a month to 150,000, that type of world.
Yeah.
And so when I'm thinking about the clients that we work with and the ones that we no longer work with, but are still very successful, they have opened the floodgates to various high ticket packages. They focus on one. So for example, there was a client that I worked with and she was focused on low ticket stuff. She was not open at the time we were working with her to doing sales calls or selling high ticket. Well, come to find out, she has since structured a 20-person sales team, and they're selling beach retreat masterminds at a beach retreat for $12,500 a pop. She does them every single month, and she sells them into either her $5,000 program or like a $25,000 to $50,000, high touch engagement. I have another client.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it across the board, and I'm trying to rack my brain as I'm talking, about, is there anything else that I'm seeing? And I think it boils down to the willingness to go outside the box. For these people just selling courses, how can we talk to the target market and say, what are you still lacking? What do you still need? Can we bring you on this journey with us even further? And, I have some clients who are adamant that the world's, imploding and the economic crisis is here and now and nobody has money. But by and large, I see people are willing to spend on business opportunity type offers, personal and self-development type offers, if presented correctly. And it cannot be vague. I'm a coach you. Well, so that's not going to cut it. Nick, and I'm happy to go deeper on various systems. I want to keep it.
No, I think that's high level. I do think that I think that what you just said was fascinating, that you do have clients that are doing, because it's certainly opposite of kind of how I teed up that call, which I appreciate you being different, is you got clients. So you had one client that in essence is doing a beach treat mastermind. She's bringing 20 people to it, 30 people to it.
Yep.
How much are they paying to get in the door?
12,500.
12,000 to get on the beach. That includes everything, right? And then
Yeah.
the walkaway is you're going to walk away with a plan. You're going to walk away with meeting cool people. You're going to walk away with, what expanding your business line. What's the give get on that?
Basically, it's a workshop.
Okay.
Yes, it's at a beach. It's a high level mastermind, but it's a workshop. We're gonna get done over 2-3 days. I forget exactly if it's
okay.
whatever.
So they're gonna get stuff done, and then her back end to that is I'm putting you in a $5,000 course or a $45,000 course, right? And then there's tactics to that, and I don't know. I know we're kind of coming up on the edge, how do people get a hold of you right now? So if they're listening to, they're like, holy shit, I need to know how to do that. Or gosh darn it, or gag it. How do I get to work with Dan, at least have a conversation with Daniel?
Yeah. So I take all my inbound inquiries. I like that. I'm the first line of defense for now, and I don't see that changing in the future anytime soon. So beknownonline.com is my website, and you'll see a lot of call to action buttons everywhere. And you can hop on a call with me, or if you need to, just email me, dpope@beknownonline.com. It's my personal email.
Okay. And so you can see we got it online for you. We got it there. So you can reach out to them, folks that are on there. It's beknownonline.com. One of the best guys in the business. Really, you've been doing it for what, 8 years now? Did you start when you were 12?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, you're not that old.
I've been in business, been in businesses for 15 years now. And that means, yes, I started when I was 16. And with that being said, I've been at this digital marketing game for 8 years now, which is 80 in internet years. And, man, I've seen a lot. And I try to speak with just authenticity because, Nicholas, as you know, there's a lot of yahoos out there and I can't stand them.
Yeah. I've got in this business in 2012 and I look like you. And, this is what this business will do to you. Look at me now.
You're 35,
Marco, anything
right?
on your end? Yeah. I'm only 35, right? With Marco, anything on your end, my man?
Yeah, no, a lot of cool information. I think we're going to have to extend the same offer to Daniel as we did our.
We got to have you back. I know.
I think we need a part 2
because I know you got to go.
Yeah, we just barely scraped the edge of this thing.
Yeah, we did. There's
we'll have you back on. I know you got a hard stop at 45, so I want to be respectful of that. And you got your hair perfect, so you don't want to put your hat on because you got to go to your event. All right. Daniel Pope, you're a gentleman, you're a scholar, you really know this business. Folks, if you want somebody to just take a look, be an honest ombudsman, just kind of look under the hood for your business. If your leads aren't converting, if your cost per acquisition is too high, if your return on advertising spend is too high, or if you're just looking, how do I get an edge? How do I grow my business? Especially if you're an online education, right? You're an info marketer, you're a coach, you're a consultant, you are a professional service provider. Those are the spaces that he works in. He's the best in the business. That's the reason why I brought him on this show. Marco and I really want to bring the best people to you. Daniel is the people. So be known online. Daniel, you're a prince. You've been great with your time. I'm going to pay some bills. So folks, hey, listen, if you want a podcast, which every business owner should have a podcast. Daniel, do your clients have podcasts?
Some do, but they sure don't do them often enough. So this is a great source for me to refer out.
Yeah, perfect. You want to pick up Pina Colada Media. You want to have a conversation with them. They do it great. Listen, they just show up. They make you look good. They do all the editing. They've got cool things on the bottom. They got a cool backdrop. I mean, this is really easy. I've never had being a podcast host as easy as this. You just do the work and just ask the questions, find good people to talk to, and have really good conversations. It's a dream. So check out pinacoladamedia.com. They are phenomenal people. They're just really good folks. And they really love the business of podcasting, kind of like how Daniel loves the business of online marketing, really is passionate about it, is a student of it, and just really focuses on it. So you can't go wrong with either of them. Visit both of them, check them out, just give them some love. And if you love us and you love what we do, just like this, share it, give us a comment if you would, share it with your friends, and tell us who you want to see as guests. So Daniel said he wants to see the next one is Mother Teresa and Anthony Robbins. We gotta work on that, and the Dalai Lama. So those are the next 3. But we're focusing on marketing people. But I would say those 3 are some of the best marketers out there, right? So, folks, once again, thank you for being on with us, and we'll see you next week. Marco, I want to see next week's hat. I'm excited about that.
Signing off. We'll see you next time.
You're going to do that again? All right, folks, we're out. Have a great day.
Thanks for tuning in to Sales Mavericks and Marketing Rebels. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe, share, and leave us a review. Keep pushing the limits in your business. And remember, the Mavericks and Rebels are always ahead of the game. Catch you next time.